Hey everyone, and welcome back to Civ 7. We just took our next turn. Let's take a look at our city-state bonus that we have here. Kiev is going to be our first militaristic-based city-state. A few different options here. I like Corsair. It'll allow training of a Corsair naval unit, and they can capture opposing units. Sounds intriguing to me. Alternatively, Longbow or Free Companies are great. +1 ranged combat strength to ranged and siege units for every city-state you're suzerain of. So I think we have 3 or 4 now, so that'd be +4 range. Seems pretty crazy. Free Companies grants +1 for each city-state you're suzerain of strength to infantry and naval units as well. I think I'm going to take the Corsair just so we can train the unique unit. We'll confirm that. We've got production in Corinthos that's ready to go. This city is popping off on all cylinders, so we're not really looking to get any buildings unless there's nothing else that we want to work towards. I think I'm going to grab the Corsair since I just got that unique ability. We also have Fakeham is ready for repairing the quarry. We'll get on that right away. And Lundris is our new city up here with our our natural wonder. They just had a little bit of a disaster as well, so we'll get all their tiles repaired as needed. This Carrack is ready to attempt getting through this ice minefield. It looks like it's making do with all of this ice up here. Civ 6, this would not be possible. You wouldn't be able to drive into these iceberged tiles, but Civ 7, evidently it is possible. We have a diplomatic action to start this turn. It's with Egypt for +12 gold. We're going to support that. Production in our capital. Let's see. Food is doing great. We're at +60. The hospital isn't necessarily needed at the moment. I think we'll probably take the research initiative here. It's 5 turns. It'll boost our science per turn. Both science and culture are popping off now. 200 gold per turn, 50 influence per turn. Almost, we are over 300 now that the UI updated. Over 300 science per turn and over 200 culture per turn. We are chugging on all cylinders, and I love it. Let's take a look at because gold's a little low, let's take a look at the guild hall here. Ooh, actually the bank grants us +8. Yep, we're going to pop the bank down here. We'll probably, need to reassign that worker. We'll put him over here on this little one-tile island. Lundris is also ready for production. Everything is low in the city, of course, because it is a new city. Why don't we start working on a bank up here as well? We can get a +8, and I'll take that there. We don't have any resources to reassign unless we want to pop some out and into other cities. If we can put dyes, nope. I think my answer is I'm good with everything as it is. I'm sure you could kind of min-max that screen into oblivion, but I'm just not going to do that, especially right now. We're going to spread Frog into these 2 island cities up here. Our Carrack can continue chugging through the ice. It does seem like some tiles are navigable and some aren't. There's like a little bit of a distinction, and it looks like I've found it. It won't let me path onto these 3 tiles here. I can get onto this tile though, so it's very challenging to decipher what you can and can't navigate through the ice. Production in Argos is ready to go. Food is probably our biggest hit right here. Gold we can live without. Food we definitely need to be growing. So let's take a look at dropping a hospital somewhere. We can get a +7 or a +6. I'll take the 7. I know we're going to convert another district, but we'll grow, and we might grab I think we will grab a specialist here. Let's evaluate our 3 tiles. I think this one is standing out to me as the most science, so I'm going to go ahead and lock that one in for our specialist in Argos. Rowan is also ready for production. Food is okay. I'd like to see it higher, but science, yeah, let's grab a university. We'll probably start university and then follow it up with an observatory. We've got 3 more spreads. We can't use one here, so let's send our missionary onwards. And having a difficult time finding a path that I can use for this Carrack to get out of this tile. Again, it seems like these are not navigable, even though they have significantly less ice. So this is definitely confusing. And I'm not even sure why it shows me pathing through here, unless it thinks that maybe this is a river. I mean, it seems like it is, but I don't know. I think I'm just going to click and see what happens with the auto path there. Oh boy, we have a pretty devastating flood in Corinthos, it looks like. We'll get to that in a moment. We do need to grow Ostia now. And I think I'm not going to take a specialist just yet in the city. I'm going to grab another fishing tile. We have our borders set where they are. We won't grow anywhere if we pick one tile over another. So I'm just going to randomly select one of those fishing tiles there. Lundris is also ready to grow. This specialist tile already in the capital is looking pretty good, but I'm going to grab another wonder tile for the food and the happiness. Production in Corinthos is open. We could improve happiness or culture in the city, I think are probably the 2 biggest ones. or we can grab another Corsair or a missionary. I think I'm going to take full, well, let's get our one repair in here. I think I'm going to take full advantage and grab another Corsair though. This swordsman needs to heal, so we need to open up that hidden menu to heal him. Here's our new Corsair. We're going to navigate out into the ocean. Although I'm not really particularly looking for a war, I think I might have to declare one just to try using that Corsair. Looks like we just finished gunpowder in our tech tree research. It takes us to future tech. I think it's worth grabbing future tech, then we'll fall back and start hitting all of these masteries. Without knowing what ends the age, I don't think we're coming to the end of this age yet, so we probably have enough time to continue researching them. We have a new naval unit down here. Oh, and we also have what looks like a musketeer unit, but we also have the galleon and a bombard. We could definitely start building up a pretty good sized military. Let's see what a bank looks like. All right, we can grab a +8 bank in an already urban district. Now that the swordsman is healed, we'll put him back on alert. This Corsair, I just need to get out into the ocean to use him. We're going to use another spread here with Frog. Production in Knossos is up. Just looking at the tab, everything looks great. There's nothing I'm really dying to build or improve up here. Let's see. We could grab a military unit up here, but I think I'm going to put it on culture, and we'll boost our culture research for this era. I'm just basing that solely off the fact that we're almost done with the tech tree, so I don't really need to be popping a bunch of research science per turn, I guess. And after we've used our 2 spreads here with Frog, we got 2 left. Let's go, we'll grab these 2 cities up here, I guess. I do want to check in with our religion. We're at 3% now. We've broken the 1% border. It's just slow going. We finished our civic research here. All of our policy card slots are filled up. The new card that we got here is +1 happiness on each happiness adjacency. Interesting. I mean, we're doing great in happiness, so I'm going to leave that unplugged for now. We've got a narrative choice here from the Ashes. It's just our crisis evolving. Another narrative choice here, 2 options. Looks like, okay, that's the quest symbol. I forgot what that quest looked like. We either build a university, which grants us +1 scientific attribute point, or 1 chevalier. It's a military unit. I'm going to take the attribute. And we've got civic to choose from. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 civics to finish out this tree. We also have the Norman civics, which I never got into. Yeah, some of them would be great to do. We might be running out of time. I'm gonna keep. Oh, you know what? Let's go for social classes. There's an interesting card here that's +1 science on each science adjacency. That sounds tempting to me, along with the +1 city limit or settlement limit. In our capital here, we're getting 60 production per turn. I'm going to turn that towards cultural. We're sitting at 229. We'll see what happens when the UI updates here. We have 1 scientific attribute point that we can plug in now, and we've got 4 options here. From these options, I think I'd either take this one here or this one, and I'm going to take this legend unlock +1 to the adjacencies of standard gold, production, and science buildings. Oh, it's not going to let me choose that. I wonder if it's going to make me choose. Well, it let me choose this one, but not this one for some reason. I'm wondering if that legend unlock means that I need it to unlock with some other unit, maybe? Which I guess would make some sense. The other weird thing is I never took this policy card or attribute card or whatever you want to call it. And to me, the tech tree lines would mean that I need both of these to unlock this one. That's not the case, though. So I will need it to unlock this one, but for now I grabbed this card. It was a close second, so I'm not upset. We're going to do a little bit of exploring with this Corsair, and then I'm just going to put him on guard until we have our second one and potentially a victim to claim war on. All right, our Corsair, I think, after a little bit of debating, I think I'm going to declare war on Harriet Tubman. She has quite a bit of troops here, which is concerning, but otherwise her land is pretty far from me. We don't have great relations already, and if I could take out this city here, I don't know that I would do anything with it, but... or this city. If I took out this city, I would settle it for sure. I'd be on my own island by myself. That'd be fine, but sharing this little sliver of land with Egypt, I'm not certain I would keep that for now, but we've got time to decide on that one. Okay, well, abruptly, the exploration age came to an end. We don't have any rewards built up there. Interesting. So I think it might just be based on when the first person finishes the research tree, which I wish I would have known that I would have not done that future tech and grabbed some masteries. I'm going to keep that in mind for the future, but it does feel good to be the cause of the end of that because it means everyone else was behind us. All of this is just me assuming because nothing is guaranteed. It's very secretive on how it operates. Let's take a look at our new cultures that we can select here. We've got several options. I take that back. We only got 3. Everything else is locked. I thought I saw some unlocked down there, but we have America, French Empire, or Russia. America is economic and expansionist. French is militaristic and diplomatic, and Russia is cultural and scientific. So after taking some time and reading through each unique bonus and benefit of these 3 options, I think I decided on America. You can take a look at reading through these if you want and pause the screen, but I'm not going to read through all of them. I'm going to continue to play as Ben Franklin, and what's interesting is I can't select play as America or anything, so I guess I'm just going to keep the Norman. And after an eternity spent waiting for this to load in, which I did not make you sit through, you can take a look at our list here, but I'm going to pop in. Welcome to the modern age. And we need to build our legacy. I'm going to continue to go scientific. We're going to accept our new objective, which is researching flight. We need to choose our legacies here. I don't know that we have any points. I guess we have 1 wildcard point. Great. So anything here is on the table. I don't think we need to change our capital again. That still doesn't seem necessary, even though it'd be cool to have the city renamed to Washington, D.C., which we can just do by typing it in. So no big deal there. And after reading through all of these options, they all come with positives or negatives. It's going to be really tough for me to choose. I think I'm between economic dark age or militaristic dark age. I just don't make a whole bunch of military units, and I guess I could buy them if need be. So I'm going to take this one as the negative here is all military units cost 25% more. So we're going to take that one policy slot there and confirm our legacies. I don't think not selecting one was an option. I probably wouldn't have selected any, but we'll take what we got and move on. The first thing I see, the 3 building options, of course, Brickyard we've had for a while, but the science output is substantial now. The other 2 look fantastic. Plus 18 food, 2 science and 2 culture, or City Park plus 2 science, 2 culture, and 5 happiness. Both seem really good for the first starting build in this city here of the modern age. I think I'm going to grab our city pop, by the way, is up to, or settlement pop is up to 16, and we have 8. So we could quite literally double the size, although I think most of it would be by war. I think to try out the ability, I'm going to grab a prospector. Should take me 1 turn. Prospector should allow me to go onto one of these tiles and claim that unique, what do you call this, resource as my own. So we've got, looks like coal and oil nearby. We have a bunch, so factory resources. You can pause the screen here and read this if you want, but we have a bunch of resources to assign here. And without boring you all the details, basically I plugged in Wales and Ostia. The rest of these don't seem like they can be assigned until we build a factory, if I understand that correctly. Nothing will allow me to assign them to any town or city. So something to keep in mind. I know that we can build factories coming up soon, so that must be the prerequisite. We're going to select our first tech here, and I think I'm going to take academics. Yeah, let's start with academics there. And we need to select our first civic to start. All 3 of them are going to be required to move on to tier 2. Is there a wonder or anything that's locked behind these? And I think I'm going to grab modernization first. We have 3 social policy slots and a whole bunch of cards that we can plug in. And without boring you, you can see what I've plugged in here. I'm going to continue moving on though. We have our army commander here, level 3. There are some promotions we can grab now. Let's take a look at what we want to do there. And I'm going to take field commission here. Land units within the command radius can be upgraded as if in friendly territory and heal 10 HP when upgraded. We'll confirm that for now. Oh, we have another point we can spend. I'm going to save the secondary point here. And let's just put him on alert for now. I would love to build up an army and utilize them sometime. I think that might be coming up, although we did lose our Corsair. So note to self, you will lose that unique unit that we got from Kiev at the end of the era, unfortunately. It's a bit odd how units work in this game where they kind of come and go with the age. Not really a rhyme or reason why they disappear entirely or do appear. The other annoying thing for me is it does reset, everything. Like our science and culture were like close to 300 per turn. We're back down to 100 and change. We had accumulated a bunch of influence, and all that influence is gone. We lost our city-states that we were suzerains of. We lost our allyships and friendships that we had. Gold does roll over, at least, I guess. That's a positive, but to me, that's really frustrating that you kind of hit the reset button every single time you roll over an age. In our capital, I think it's a no-brainer to just grab this grocer. It just seems like too big of a buff. 18 food, 2 science, 2 culture. We'll drop it in there. We're ready to pick our government slot here. I'll let you pause the screen and read through all 3 of them if you want, but I'm going to take this elective republic. This prospector that we have in our capital now, if I understand how it works correctly, I'm going to run it out to this oil tile and hopefully claim that oil tile for my own. I do see that there is a hostile scout, so I'm also going to send this, I don't know if it's line infantry. They're basically building some fortifications down here. I just want to protect this prospector while I get that resource online. I do have an interest. It looks like my religion tab is gone, but I had noticed that basically everything that I had just converted is now no longer my religion, which is Frog. I do have Corinthos and some other cities, I guess just one, that are still following Frog. But interestingly, my ability to check in on religion is gone. If you understand what happened to that, drop me a note in the comments to help me figure out why that is. Let's take a look at this line infantry battle. We're going to lose out a little bit because they're fortified. I think I just want to protect this one tile while my prospector's on it. While I'm banking up some influence, let's take a look at Egypt, and would love to form an alliance, but she's not interested at the moment. She does like us, though. Let's start with a research collab. Still can't get the alliance there. Let's also take a look at the Japanese civilization of Augustus. That's hilarious. Let's grab another research collab. Can't get the alliance yet. It's okay. Yeah, imagine you were at war and the age ends and you could just not be at war anymore and maybe even turn friends with someone. That whole mechanic just seems wrong to me. This prospector, he is out of movement. Okay. So here's his ability. Claim a resource. Yep. So I used his claim a resource. It did merge this tile, even though it's 4 tiles out from Rowan into Rowan. And now I'm sitting on top of oil, which should give me a resource to use there. If we move on to this tile, we'd negate attacking from a river tile. Rowan is still a town. It cost me 200 bucks to convert it. I'm going to convert it. And we need to select a production. I think food is probably pretty urgent, so let's drop that in there. Let's also look at our other towns and see what it costs to convert. 600 for Fay Camp. What's Lundris look like? 750. We've got the gold. I think I'm going to go ahead and at least grab Fay Camp and take a look at our production in here. Really, production is probably what we need to boost the most here. So why don't we start on a stone cutter? We have a town growth in Lundris, and we could grab another wonder tile. Well, production is really hurting. Let's grab one of these production tiles here. Now that we're not taking so many negatives, let's attack Tehran. I also want to pop into my city relationships, city-states, and see if we can't start befriending some of them. Just taking a quick note of who's around us. And Masan, let's befriend them. And we can do one more. Let's take a look. I really want to grab Bogota. There they are. Okay. And that runs us out of influence for now. Keep getting the trailing in culture and science, even though the age really just started. Took some damage here with our line infantry. I'm going to back him off, and I want to try something that I haven't done in this game yet. I'm going to run an army commander down there and stack him and see if that grants me a lot more ability power here on him. We already have our first celebration. We're 10 turns in, so that felt pretty quick of the modern era. 2 options, 20% culture for 10 turns or 20% science for 10 turns. I'm going to use the science just to jump ahead a little bit, and we're making the most of the science anyway. We have a new open policy card slot. I'm going to plug in +2 culture for every tradition slotted into the government. And we have production in Athena. I wonder, Brickyard looks great. Yeah, let's drop a Brickyard in there. And now that we have the Brickyard in Athena, don't really need the city park. I think I'm okay without it, actually. I want to build a military, and so I'm going to grab a mortar, I think. It's a lot of maintenance cost, +4, or sorry, -4. I guess they all are that way, though. So I'll grab a mortar just for the sake of it. We're going to play our one last turn in this episode. We finished academics. So let's take a look at our tech tree here. We can pop into tier 2 of electricity, and I think that's probably pretty good. We can get a laboratory which grants a lot of science, helps us out in this tree. And so I'll do electricity for now. Our commander is still on his way down here, so let's rest this guy for now. And with that being said, we are at the end of the episode. Several things happened in here. It was a hectic episode. It's going to take a lot of getting used to, I think, for the ages and how it rolls over and kind of changes the gameplay entirely. But I do like how the music has changed. I do kind of like the different bonuses and nerfs that you get in every age. So we'll continue this playthrough in the next episode. For now, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.